The iPhone 6s, 6s Plus, first announced and released in September 2015. This was at the time Apple's flagship phone to lead the market against the competition. I've been using this as one of my daily phones for almost 2 years now, and with the imminent release of the iPhone 7s and the iPhone Anniversary Edition coming in the next few months, how has the iPhone 6s Plus held up over the past 2 years, and is this still a phone worth considering in the current market in 2017? Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Ben on the Lover of Tech channel, LOT Reviews, and I'm going to be bringing you today my long-term review of the iPhone 6s Plus. So the internal specifications, let's start with a quick reminder of the internal specs. The CPU consists of an Apple custom built A9 chip using a dual core design clocked at 1.84 GHz. The GPU is an Imagination Tech powered VR 6-core design with 2 GB of RAM. Storage for this particular model that I'm using is 64 GB and a battery capacity of 2750 milliamps. So now let's move to the overall design of the phone. So the outside of the design of the phone consists of a mostly all-around aluminium metal build. Taking a look at the front, Apple is using a 5.5-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080p, which also uses 3D touch pressure technology for extra software function, using hard presses at different pressure levels on the screen. A physical home button also doubles up as a Touch ID fingerprint scanner, earpiece for phone calls, and also a 5-megapixel front-facing camera with an f2.2 aperture used at the front. Now on the right side of the phone you have the power button and also the SIM card tray. Moving over to the left side of the phone you'll find the volume buttons as well as the silent switch rocker. Moving over to the bottom of the phone you'll find the headphone port, a microphone, the reversible lightning connector, and a speaker grill. Now finally to the rear is where you're going to find the main 12-megapixel camera, which is capable of 4K recording with OIS stabilization, dual LED flash, and a noise cancelling microphone as well. With lastly the Apple and the iPhone S logos printed at the back, signifying that this is an S model, showing the difference between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6s. So let's talk about software and performance. So the software and performance currently to date on the iPhone 6s Plus is currently running the latest version of iOS, which is 10.3.2, and being as Apple makes bespoke software dedicated to their products only, optimization is strong, and OS performance in terms of speed, fluidity, it's its biggest strength that's being used on the iPhone right now. Apps open as quickly and as smoothly as they can close, and also good RAM management for great app switching between all relevant apps being used at once. The simplistic, controlled, and lightweight approach to software allows for Apple to bring speedy software updates to which keeps security, speed, and minor features updated to the phone. Now I would say overall the software experience is linear, but also can leave you wanting for a bit more accessibility, such as things like themes to customize it with how you want the phone to look more personal to you, better notification management, true widget support, as well as true multitasking with things like multi-window or drag and drop. Overall the software experience is really clean. You can create folders to manage your apps and how you want them to, but you can't position the apps on the home screen how you'd want to as well. You can't change the amount of home screens that you have as well in terms of how you want the phone to be, but there are great features such as spotlight searching and Siri suggestions as you pull to the left of the panel as well. Now the iPhone 6s Plus is the one with the better battery performance compared to the normal iPhone 6 and 6s due to the bigger capacity, with great power management in terms of standby time, but with the lack of official fast charging support out of the box, recharge times can take longer than I would like personally. But without being able to measure things like screen on time, I would say that you can pretty much get with moderate use all-day battery life from the iPhone 6s Plus. Just be aware that the standard charger that comes in the box is going to give you a longer recharge time of more than 2.5 hours, which can be a bit daunting. Now let's move over to the camera performance. The iPhone almost defined the smartphone camera segment for good reason, and it's the same thing that follows through to the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Over from the iPhone 6, the biggest change was the resolution jump from 8 megapixels to 12 megapixels, which was probably the biggest jump that we've seen in an iPhone camera resolution for a long time, and this was to accommodate the support for 4K recording, which it does really well, especially as it allows to record for an unlimited amount of time to the phone storage. There isn't a limitation of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's completely unlimited to the storage of the phone, with great heat management as well. This is one of the strengths of the iPhone that really staples and shows Apple's optimization with their camera to hardware and the software experience of the phone. The rear camera field of view is more narrow than I would like for a main camera, although the simple camera UI makes for a smooth operation. Not having access to the main settings within the app for things such as video quality and also picture quality makes it more for a frustrating experience, because most of the time the only way to do this is either with a third-party app, or if you're using a first-party camera app, you would have to go into the settings to be able to change things like the quality of the slow-mo and also the quality of the video, but yet there's still no quality setting for how you want to change the resolution for your camera, which I think is a big missed opportunity, and I really wish this is one of the things that Apple would fix on their phone. Nonetheless, the camera experience is fluid and it's fast, it's simple and it's linear, but I wish there was more control to using it within the camera app itself. The front-facing camera is also a non-wide angle lens, making it harder for group selfie shots, but the quality is good and clear, with the screen also acting as a front-facing flash. The selfie camera on the iPhone is a very popular thing to be used, especially for third-party apps, and even with the first-party app as well. It's clear, it's sharp, and it does the job. The overall camera experience and package on the iPhone is very popular. It's probably a bit too simple for my taste, but it's functional, it's fluid, it's fast, and it's a very popular interface for sure. Now, the call and sound quality for a single speaker setup, the volume and the clarity is very good and usable. But the earpiece quality for me over the years has not really held up the way I would like it. It might be an isolated issue with my particular model, but the clarity for the earpiece for phone calls is below average for me. The headphone quality is great. The built-in DAC that's in the iPhone is one of the things that Apple has done strongly over the years, with great sound quality from their iPod division in terms of sound quality. It's really good to use the standard earpods that come in the box, as well as your own third-party ones as well, to drive better sound quality through the earphones. So we've come to the conclusion of my iPhone 6s Plus review, and what's my take on this phone since having it from November 2015? Is it something that's still worth considering buying in 2017 if you're looking specifically for an iPhone in this case scenario, and is it relevant to still purchase? And my overall conclusion is yes, for several reasons. The first thing I would look at is price. Now that the new iPhone 7s has been out for maybe 9-8 months now, this is really competitive in terms of price and what you can purchase for it outright, and also on a monthly payment, especially on a monthly payment, and also for certain features as well, such as the headphone port. So this still has a headphone port. The iPhone 7 and 7 Plus is still a novelty feature to have it. It doesn't. So if you're in a situation like me where you find yourself wanting to charge your phone while listening to your audio at the same time, this is still a great convenience to have that I personally think shouldn't have been taken away from the new iPhones just yet. And also things like the pressure display, the 3D touch display is present on here just like it's present on the new iPhone 7, and also the camera experience is very similar as well. You know, you could take away the dual camera lens, but it's still a 12 megapixel sensor which performs very admirably and very similar to what you would get on the iPhone 7. There is certain things that is not really reminiscent of something I would want on a flagship. The overall build is strong with all around aluminium, but it should be more rugged. The lack of IP rating where there's no dust and water resistance, it's something where at that price point at that time, I was quite disappointed, and other manufacturers were doing it as well. And also the lack of hardware accessibility, such as things like a expandable memory. Even if Apple were using their own proprietary memory, not having it on there is something that was not really favorable in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's there. It doesn't have dual audio speakers, but the single speaker performs well enough. It's good, but it's something that is just to be taken in consideration. I don't think this phone was going to necessarily win the best design in any case. It is a two-handed device just based on the size and the proportions. Overall, it's a good package. I would say the biggest selling strength for this is software execution. So the software is not as customizable and as accessible like I would like. Things like true multitasking with two apps running at the same time, not being able to have third-party widgets, not being able to, organize the apps where you'd want it to, and a slightly more robust notification system, amongst many other things as well. But it's simple, it's consistent, it's fluid, and Apple does do the best timely software updates. And again, as you get this phone, you are actually guaranteed minimum 4 years of software updates, which is really, really good. Things like, operation and fluidity and security is going to be really good. Well, based on that, that's my conclusion. I'll rate this phone a 7.5 in my opinion for my use case scenario, but it is a very popular brand, very popular handset. So by all means, most people are still going to get this because they can get a good competitive price on iPhone 6s Plus. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in on the review. Thank you again. Like, subscribe, share. Let's have a discussion in the comments. Follow my Twitter handle and also the Facebook fan page, as well as my Instagram, LOT Reviews. If there's anything specific that you wanted me to put in the review, let's have a discussion down below. Anything in future videos as well, let's have another discussion down below as well. And I'll look forward to bringing you another video next time. Anyway, this is your host Ben on the Lover of Tech channel, LOT Reviews. I'm signing out.